We have 143 nuclear power plants running today in Europe. They're not going to disappear overnight. Then there are some few plans for building new plants, and of course that will be more difficult politically, maybe. On the other hand, last year we sort of made legislation for all of Europe when it comes to nuclear security. All the member states will have to have transposed that legislation this year. So it's just to say that it's not that we were not taking nuclear security seriously before this event. Everybody also realizes how extraordinary the event in Japan is. So I think there is a general feeling now we should take care not to panic, not to jump to a lot of conclusions. So there will be even tighter security coming out of this. Even more questions will be raised. If you want to build a nuclear plant, you will have to sort of stand up and defend it even more. So in that sense, it is a bit more politically difficult.
What grade would you give President Obama on climate actions for his first 2 years?
As a matter of principle, I'm not giving grades to other heads of states. We can see that the Obama administration is trying very hard to sort of play their part and their role in the international climate negotiations. So did also your president at the Copenhagen summit. And that is good, but we can also see the many challenges to get the overall national policy through in the American Congress.
If the U.S. role isn't diminishing, is China's role growing significantly in international negotiations? This is a country that is the world's leading energy consumer and now the world's leading carbon emitter as well.
And that is why, of course, also the pressure must be on China. And I think from having read the next Chinese 5-year plan, they know that. They have 300, 400 million Chinese now grown into the middle class. They still have 900 million people to go.
The numbers are mind-boggling.
No, but of course they need growth, and nobody would deny them the right to the kind of growth that we had. But it means a lot to the whole world how they are creating this growth. They have 7 industrial priorities in the next 5 years. More or less all of them will be focused on energy, climate and environment, electrical vehicles, how to carbon capture and storage, battery storage technologies, things like that. Things that both in Europe and in the United States we would normally think, wow, we are the leaders there. But we can see they are coming, and they are coming very fast.
You were in Parliament in Denmark at a very young age. You understand the legislative process. Is the United States still relevant in international climate negotiations in the absence of any climate legislation here at home?
Yeah, the US is very, very relevant. Partly because still many countries expect leadership for the United States. But partly also because as long as the United States is not moving more than you are, it makes it easier for others to hide behind the back of the United States. And that is actually partly the case we see now. It's so easy to be some of the other countries. They can always say, for instance, emerging economies, after you, pointing to the United States saying, as a rich country, together with the European Union and others, Japan, Russia, and so on and so forth, you have to sort of do your part. First, when you have done that, we will commit further. So in that sense, the US has a very crucial role to play, both when you play it and when you don't play it. But you know, seen from a European perspective, we always, of course, want to have strong ties with the United States. And we think that this is also about who is going to be the strategic leader of the world in the 21st century. If we agree that this issue is a defining issue, how can we have more green growth? How can we provide the growth for 9 billion people? That will be 9 billion people when my children will be my age. If we have to have that growth, we have to do it in a more intelligent manner. Who will lead that transition? Who will lead that revolution into becoming much more green, much more energy efficient? We would very much lead in the European Union, but we would very much also like to see progress here in the United States.